man. I'm glad to have you here. This is the Stay Free Show, real takes, no edits. Today's topics is hip hop, un YSL effect, fatherhood after prison, in stereotype. Why is that still happening? Anyways, man, if y'all don't know, my name is Christopher Life Willers, and in 2003, I was sentenced to 144 years, but this 40, man, for a little bit over 6 years now. And I've been able to live a little bit of life, right? I've been able to do some things. I've been able to have some experiences, and I got a whole lot to say. There's different topics that I've been wanting to touch on. I'm extremely grateful to have a social media, be able to be able to have a message and get out there. I make a whole lot of content, health addiction, all these different things. What's going on, Cozy Gray? I see you, Jess. Everybody, appreciate y'all sharing the live right now. There, but I also enjoy having conversations, multitude of different things going on. Today. We are most definitely speaking about the fact that I think hip hop might be over with. A lot of people are gonna disagree. They're gonna get at me in the comments, etc. Stan, tell you why. Did you know that for the first time in 40 years, the first time, right? Like literally in 40 years, there's no hip hop song in the top 100. There's none. This is a story that's trending right now. It's out, and the reason I want to speak about this helped sane in a lot of situations, right? And I love hip hop, but if I'm gonna be all the way truthful and honest about you, hip hop gets a little scary at times, right? Because honestly, it's like the only music that really glorifies bad stuff happening, right? And before I get into this whole thing, I don't want anybody to think, but I just want to be clear, right? There's something very abnormal, and a lot of us aren't going to want to admit it, and I get that or whatever, but there's something extremely abnormal when it comes to glorifying the loss of life. Something extremely abnormal when it comes to glorifying, getting up in the morning and going on a pill or something. Very, very abnormal. You understand what I'm saying? Um, we in a situation right now where, for whatever reason, right, our youngins are waking up and they ready to slime something out, right? And I'm not one of these old heads that's out here trying to tell somebody what to do, but I am one of them old heads that's trying to tell y'all what's gonna happen if you go down that path. And it's not just, but we gotta know that a major influence on our actions, our culture, how we live, right? You know what I'm saying? Somebody brought up horrorcore. Valid, valid. Hip hop's just a bigger platform. Hip hop is a bigger platform. But I want to get back into this thing, right? Because no hip hop songs in the top 100. Yo, I don't know. I'm not here to say hip hop it fell off or none of that. Not here to say that, boy. I am gonna say that I think hip hop is being exposed. Recently had a high profile case down here in Georgia dealing with the YSL trial. I don't have to get it all into it. Seen it on TV streaming a million years in a row. It was a big thing. We know what happened. A bunch of rappers, individuals, performers that were respected, etc., were known to get on the stand, other things, testify. I don't know. But all I know is what got exposed in the midst of that trial was a lot of smoke and mirrors. And people started to really see that the streets weren't what they are. And that you got people that are profiting through music that simply just want to make sure, you know what I'm saying, they can make some money, they can get your heads about, but the whole time they spitting hate, negativity, destruction, whatever it is at people. Nothing wrong with hip hop again, because there's some art. It's not hip hop. It's the artists. It's certain artists and what they're putting out there. I wonder about the record label. I've heard forever that it was the record label. There's a motive, right? I know from being on social media because I've watched people do it. They chase views or whatever they do. They create content in a certain way because they know people are going to be attracted to it, right? I think that's what goes on in hip hop. I think people understand, you know what I'm saying, that it's trending. The youngins are falling victim to it because it's the negative that's being pushed out there, and it's propelling them basically into prisons and graves. It's not just the music though, but again, it's the culture that's tied to it, right? There's a certain culture that's tied to it. There's a certain something in the air that there's only a specific group of people, not only but for the that really glorified it and live life like it's Call of Duty. Come back, get don't work like that. It does not work like that. Anyways, I love hip hop, but no hip hop songs in the Billboard Top 100 for the first time in 40 years. Y'all tell me what you behind that in the comments. Are people over it? Try is the artist not nice enough to to get plays? You tell me. What's going on? Because I don't know. Next thing I want to speak about, I want to speak about father after prison. Really want to speak about being a father after. Um, I've been to prison. Obviously, I talk about it like every single. And when I went to prison, I had to face some of the craziest fears of my life. Right? Like, I'm not one of these guys you'll ever hear. I get up here, glorify, make it. I was just it was scary. Scary. Okay, going on a prison yard and knowing that it's getting ready to pop off at any given second, you might not make it up off that yard. This may be the last time you breathe. It's scary. I don't care what people say. Sometimes, and I get it. You throw a little sauce on the stories. You want to make it sound, but listen, scary play, and maybe everybody's not scared, but I was in some spots where I was fearful. I didn't know what was going to happen. Had no idea. I appreciate that, man. Jonathan McIntosh, everybody, man. I see y'all. Um, there was times in the pod where they was getting ready for wars. The pod, there was just a whole bunch of negative. There were moments where the people I was associated with were being targeted, so I was being targeted too. Standing in front of the judge prior to me being sentenced to 144 years and getting life sentence was a very scary thing, right? Very scary. I might have made it through. What are we gonna do? We gonna lay down or we gonna make it through? But somebody said, "Is Keefe really that good?" It is, man. It is Keefe. But when it comes to fear, like there's levels, right? When I came home from prison after 17 years, I walked into the pandemic. Came home January 13th, 2020. January 13th, 2020. Right? After 17 years of prison, the world is supposed to be stable enough that I can build a foundation. I'm gonna be good. I can go get mental health support. I can go get a no, no, I can't. Right? And the world was scary. The world, I mean, we were in a different time a day, right? I remember watching the news and they were talking about the black winter and all that, the dark winter and all this. But nothing is more fearful, nothing that has me more scared be a father. And I don't mean like that's what I'm saying. If you haven't been following my story, I'm getting ready. Ready, I'm a dad. I gotta get my wife had our first son, our first child, November 3rd, 11:44 p.m. And for the last week, anxiety, nervousness, standing over him. Yeah, ready to come here early, about strong. I want to make sure he's good. I started immediately thinking about all these things I didn't think about before. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally started thinking about all these things I never thought about when it came to the dangers of. I did immediately thinking about Kitty Proof certain part. He can't even walk yet. He's good. He's still in the swaddle. You know what I'm saying? And now all I can think about is making sure he's safe. Shake that, Uhuru. Shake that, man. But that's all I can think about. I can't think about nothing else but my mind is consumed by it, right? Different level of fear because it's a different level of responsibility. It's no longer you. In full honesty, I wanted to be here anyways to hunt it, right? But if something happened to me, I was always like, I ain't got life insurance. Wife will be young enough, she'll be. I don't want nothing to happen. Saying. But now, oh, I don't want nothing to happen to me, him. I want to make sure I'm here long enough. And never mind the fact that I'm 42. That means by the time he's 18, I will be 60. There's different levels of fear there. I don't know how many fathers I got in the chat, parents. I heard recently a term called parental paranoia. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the congrats, y'all. And I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I know it's true. At the same time, fatherhood is so rewarding. It gives me so much peace when I feed him. Like there's just something about looking in his eyes and knowing that like you help make those eyes. That's your eyes you looking into. And the person that you my wife had no children, I had no children. This is our first period in life. Right? So we in here dealing with my fear. You know what I'm saying? And shout out Derek said he tried to keep. Shout out to everybody that's been trying to keep. Put some yellow in the chat if you try to keep. um, and I'm dealing with a different level, and that's okay though, right? And I appreciate everybody liking the live, all that good. And that's okay because it keeps me on point. I'm like not like overly consumed by it. I'm getting better. At first, when he was born, I was kind of scared to hold him. He's so small. They're like, "Yo, you're not gonna break your kid. Hold him, just like you know what I'm saying?" And it's so crazy. And by the way, shout out to all the fathers, right? Coming home from prison and knocking it out the park. Some of the best, greatest fathers I know, they did years in the pen. They came home, they had an opportunity to be a father, stepfather, whatever it is. Some of the best dads in the world. It's always a thing though, right? We get stereotyped. Get stereotyped, man. And I don't and it's crazy because the stereotype is the individual that's coming home from prison isn't going to be able to be a father. He isn't going to be able to be a community coach for the little league. He isn't going to be able to be a mentor, right? Tammy, I see you. What's going on. Is OG a real thing, Jonathan? OG is definitely um, but there's a stereotype that says individuals that are incarcerated when they come home they can't be successful. They can't be positive. I see you, Kim Doc. They can't be people that are going to actually make an impact, a positive contribution to society. Let me tell you something. For those of us that have been to prison and really learned our lesson, of it. Everybody doesn't. Here, right? But for the ones, and it's a majority to me that do get it, oh, they on fire. I know CEOs. I know people running for city council. I know people with doctorates with one thing in common though, they've been to prison. So shout out to everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? That's incarcerated and came home, did what they were supposed to did, and that was turn up. That was push past the ceiling. That was break the stereotype. People ask me all the time, like, what's the best way that we could try to get our homeboy home? I'm my homeboy. I'm trying to get my homeboy home. Well, when now that you're home, you can put on for all the people that are incarcerated, show the world people are deserving a second chance. But know this: you have to understand that in many circumstances, you're gonna be stereotyped. I said, "Can I character OG?" I posted OG at 9 p.m. Man, OG will be up at 9 p.m. But OG is our own life. Artie, I see you. We hope, Mister Dat. I hope he get out, man. You know what I'm saying? Extreme discipline. I know Banky. I think we were on the same compound. Um, but I don't recall ever meeting him, saying like really. Um, but I need y'all, all my people, man. Coming home from gotta know that you're gonna be stereotyped. Sometimes you can find an environment, a building, a space, a location, etc. I see you, Huru. You got another daughter on the way. Good God Almighty, working. How many you got all together, son? But there's a play. I got sidetracked. My brother said he so I said we can have another one too. Have one, you're gonna have two. Anyways, you can find places where you won't be stereotyped. You can find places where people will look past if they find out that you have, you know what I'm saying, a felony. Can, but the spaces may not be, especially depending on where you live. You can all that, but if you understand that you're gonna be stereotyped, if you walk in with the perspective that people are gonna probably expect less out of me because of my past or expecting me not to do this, usually you will be successful. Because at that point, if you like me, if you like my brothers or whatever, yo, we excelled on the job sites because in prison we was getting paid 27 cents. So you pay us $20, we're gonna knock it out the park. You understand what I'm saying? Some of the hardest workers I know. A lot of the guys coming home from prison, they're starting nonprofits. Ladies too. Shout out to Bar Business. Setting them. People are coming home and doing some things, but they're already understanding what the obstacle, what the hurdles going. And that's the simple fact that certain times people look at you. One of the things that drives me crazy, I don't mind, I say this out loud, care less. I've gone back to where I did my time, speak at the prison. And what I want to say is my experience when I'm in the prisons is free. Like it's amazing. Getting ready to talk to talking to the brothers, doing the Q&A, the entry, conversations, all that. Wonderful. I go into the prisons. I teach emotional intelligence. All that. I love that interaction. Always a staff member too, or somebody in leadership got a chip shoulder, attitude to match. You know what I'm saying? And it's just an issue. You understand? Shout out to everybody at the same time. Side note, I'm a what they say, pull it over real quick, man. If y'all got questions, make sure you put in the chats. I should have definitely, David, you can message me on that, man. I should have definitely messaged or said that earlier, man. If y'all got questions, please, I'm always gonna have topics. If you guys got topics you touch on, make sure you let me know what you want touch on. If there's questions that you have specifically, you know what I'm saying, about stuff that we face while we incarcerated, etc. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Any of that, put in the chat, man. Questions is I I don't want to just get into the topics. Building this action platform. I want to. I'm going a few different places at the same time. So bear with me as I'm floating around. But put the questions in the chat, man. The beanies, we got those. Got the beanies. Message me. Got to stay free. Don't forget to y'all. We got 144 Prison Pain and the Pathway to Freedom. I appreciate everybody that's been supporting my book, man. This book is about my whole journey inside prison, man. And it's selling well independently with an extremely soft launch. While my son arrived and I pushed back the book tour date that was supposed to start this month. It's all love, cause but make sure y'all check this out. Halfway. Um, and matter of fact, let me see if we got any questions in the chat, man. Got any questions going on, man? Oh, I think I just tried to add somebody on that. I don't know who I did. Whoever I did, my apologies. Clicked on somebody on that. Somebody said they love the stories. I appreciate the opportunity to tell them, man. It's a blessing to be able to tell the stories. Somebody said, "Is OG a real person?" Um, yes, OG is influenced or inspired by multiple real. When we get into podcast coming soon. What type of podcast should I do? That's what I want to know, y'all. Not Matt put in there in my podcast. A couple people have been commenting, want to know if the podcast was coming soon. I don't know which type of podcast I want to do right now. I'm just gonna keep streaming. Really just talking to y'all and making sure we having good conversation. Somebody said, PJ said, why do people call me a felon? I heard you're not a felon unless you've been convicted of a felony. I don't know why they call you a felony or a felon. I don't know. I wouldn't answer to it. I would tell them I'm not. You know? But it is a term that's used by people in society, ex felon, ex con. Lenny, I appreciate that. And it's put on people, and I get why you probably don't appreciate how that feels. A good feeling. Definitely not a good. You know what I'm saying? Um, Appreciate y'all asking the questions too, man. Somebody said having a child leads you to more maturity. Oh, I agree. I feel like the level of maturity in me is like I was good, you know what I'm saying, from everything I've been through, but it's like I don't know, I feel seasoned now. You know? Being a dad changes things. Um I appreciate that. I just uh questions too. I'm making sure I'm over here. Snacks, I see you, man. CDC Pentry, I see you, man. We definitely I see my brother Genesis. What's good, y'all? I'm good, Audrey. Thanks for asking. Somebody said I show videos to a loved one to be in prison. Hope it will shape their way. I'm glad you're doing good and teaching. That's what's up, man. Shout out to everybody that plays. I found out they play my videos every morning at the Philadelphia facility. Like that's major, right? And it's getting through it's getting through to the kids, man. They see the OG stuff and they're able to have conversations. And that was one of my that's one of my goals, man. We're not just making content just to make content. This is community. This is conversation. This is definitely, you understand what I'm saying? Where we're trying to make change, where we're trying to inspire one another, motivate one another, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? We literally are trying to make sure that we're going to be okay through the interactions that we got on social media. I remember when I started, somebody asked me, "Oh, how do you no, it's not easy. Social media is not easy. It took me a few years. People laughed at me, saying people that was cool with me, they were laughing at me behind my back. Oh, bro, some might still be, but I suggest that they don't, because I guarantee it. You understand me? But I had a vision, I had a dream, I had a goal, I had a purpose, right? And I knew though, in that, I didn't want to just get on the internet. I wanted to help make a change. I wanted to create positive dialogue. You know what I'm saying? And I believe, like I tell people all the time, if you do something, put purpose behind it. Really put your purpose and passion into something, and be consistent and disciplined at it over and over again until you see the results that you desire. The first results that I desired was just to help people. When I seen people responding to the comment or to the content, saying that it was helping them through certain situations, and not just people that were impacted by incarceration. I got people that reach out, they battling terminal illness. They got all types of things going on, man. And we know that the message is helping them. Gotta go. I gotta keep going. Right? Everything else that came behind that, that's a blessing. And anybody that's watching me, I've been trying to tell people, you can get up here on the voice. You can tell your story. You can motivate others. You can get your dream out there and expose to the world, whatever it is. Change your life, but not just your life, but the people around you. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta grind though. It's not easy. It's not easy. You're gonna have to overcome some stereotypes, right? I know I did. I got on the internet. I'm not supposed to be successful on the internet. 42, was in prison for 17 years. I didn't even know how to use my phone when I came. Honestly, right? That's not supposed to happen. But I just knew that I was going to grind. I knew that I didn't want to necessarily struggle the rest of my life now that I had an opportunity to be. I was working in warehouses. I was a garbage man. I was getting laid off here. The whole time, I still focused on what I wanted. Before I hop off here, man, if you've been incarcerated, if you've been down and out, because it ain't just about you being locked up. Some of us are locked up mentally. We're going through some things. It's deeper than just the physical bars and concrete. But what I need y'all to know before I hop off here, because I'm literally dedicated to hopping up here every day and going live for at least 30 preset, right? But I need y'all to know that you can really do it. I need y'all to know that whatever stereotype they put out there is a lie, fictitious. You write your story, you become the narrator in it, and you believe so much in your penmanship that it becomes true. Do it right, the whole world gets to see it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not up here glorifying nothing that I'm doing. It's all God. I'm just saying that I'm an example. If I could do it, somebody that was sentenced to 144 years in 2003, came home after 17, you guys can too. You can do great things. I didn't have a high level of education, right? I didn't have $1 million when I came home. I ain't got it now. All I had was discipline, heart. That was it. Discipline, heart. Got up every day, just like I do now, and I do what I want to do in this life consistently. The more I do it, the better I get. The first time I started doing content, talking, I appreciate that, Audie. I used to be I used to be stuttering, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying I used to be so nervous. But right? But I kept going. When I felt like I was crazy, like when I felt like, yo, does this even make sense that I'm making content? When people that was close to me, I knew it was me. Not everybody, some close to me. I keep going. But sometimes, right? Sometimes, but I push past all that. And I want y'all to. Y'all know what it is, man. We don't glorify prison, we glorify the negative. Talk about things, talk about the overall goal and objective is to stay free. Stay free. Way home, get home, stay free. Staying free is not just physical. Staying free is also financially free. It's deeper than just prison. Well, it's far beyond that. As I'm getting ready to venture into very, very active father. Son's getting ready. I'm getting ready to venture into 2020. I'm getting ready to venture into this next chapter. Y'all gonna see some bigger and better things out of me. A free brand and platform, right? Active. Oh, we was active in 25. Shout out to everybody that makes it possible. We averaged over 100 million views every. That's ridiculous. That's only because. And here's the thing that people probably don't think about. Sometimes they do. I know they do. Message me, but they don't. But I can just tell when you know what I'm saying, interact with one of these posts, when you share it, you know what I'm saying, like it increases the chance of it out there into the hands of somebody needed. And every day I get messages. I made it because this. I kept going because of this. And it's only because y'all pushing the message. Fast Clock said, I really like you shorts you post about prison, different characters like detectives, incarcerated. Gotta keep it real, man. I have to give the perspective of those that can't give their own perspective right now. Right? My goal is to be a voice that can't be a voice. An advocate. Gotta keep. Florida Pop Pop said, can we get a CJ update? Hey, CJ is doing great. Great. Son is doing great. And thank God for it. And shout out to my wife, April. story. If y'all want to see like our life, like outside of the stuff that I do, my wife's page. Check her out. Really get it. My son should be um Friday. So doing really good, man. Really good. Um, I see you, Arizona. I see everybody in here, man. Nonetheless, say, do you know Stay Out the Way Trey, Banky Pound, Jay Williams? I know Jay Williams. I don't know. I know who Banky Pound is. I don't know Stay Out the Way. Appreciate that, Rings. Definitely appreciate that. Say your husband did. Queen Carrie said her husband did 20 years since the age of 16. Glad he's coming home soon. Nonetheless, man, I appreciate the goal for me. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, definitely. Shout out to all the wives. Shout out to all the wives, the girls, everybody. Shout out to y'all. The goal for me is to go live every single. That's what I'm challenging myself to do. You know what I'm saying? How well do I play chess, Artie? Very well. Very, very well. I always talk. I'm playing chess right now. Nonetheless, it's peace and love to y'all, man. My challenge to myself is to go live every day. So do me a favor, right? When you see live, please come over, support, share, ask some questions, interact, engage, all that good stuff. Somebody said, "How's my pinochle game?" My spades and pinochle game is super nice too. Y'all definitely don't want to see me in pinochle or bidwits. You definitely do not want to see me in those games. Spades is too basic. You don't want to see me there. That goes without saying. I'm just telling y'all. Definitely not ready. A lot of people do. I used to do that to eat. I used to do that to eat, y'all. Literally, I used to do that to eat. I just want y'all to know. So, if we can play a game of cards one day, you know what I'm saying, chess or something. Somebody said I should start a chess league, like a virtual chess league. Do that. Somebody said. Anyways, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate that morning energy, man. Appreciate everybody. That's just supporting the content is all supporting the message. I'll be back up here tomorrow, y'all. Y'all know what this is, man. Keep bringing the questions, all that good stuff. Most